Hello there, welcome to Learn English with KMD, a platform where learning English and speaking English is made much easier. I'm back with yet another impeccable and amazing video. In my today's video, I'm going to talk about present indefinite tense again. Yes, you heard me correct. I'm going to talk about present indefinite tense again, but before I dive in or jump in today's video, let's take a quick recap. What did I teach you in my previous video? What did you people learn from my previous video? As far as my previous video is concerned, I remember talking about present indefinite tense in my previous video, and I remember giving you the formula for present indefinite tense in active voice. In today's video, we're going to talk about the same tense in more detail. So let's jump into the video. Let's dive into the video without any further ado. Well, here is the formula for present indefinite tense in active voice. Present indefinite tense is also referred as present simple tense or simple present tense, and P1 small I stands for present indefinite tense. P1 stands for present and I stands for indefinite tense. P1 small I stands for present indefinite tense. As you can see the formula, I, we, you, they are the persons. Yes, who are they? They are the persons. As I have explained to you in my previous video, the concept about persons, that person is classified into three, person is divided into three: first person, second person, and third person. First person is further classified into two: first person singular and first person plural. Second person is further classified into two: second person singular and second person plural, and third person is further classified into two: third person singular and third person plural. Well, they are the person I, we, you, they, he, she, it, Ronnie, Raju. Well, all of them come under the category of persons. Well, here is the formula, and the formula is really very simple. I, we, you, they will take verb. Yes, they take verb. He, she, it, Ronnie, Raju, they not only take verb, they also take yes or es after the verb. Yes, you heard me correct. I, we, you, they take only verb. He, she, it, Ronnie, Raju, they not only take verb, they also take yes or es after the verb. So let's talk about the first category. The first category comprises not only singulars but also plurals. But when we come to the second category comprises only singulars. They are third person singular. Let's move on to the next point, the most important point. Let's talk about the helping verbs here. Well, as far as present indefinite tense is concerned, we get two helping verbs out of present indefinite tense. What are those two helping verbs? Do is the first helping verb and does is the second helping verb. Now, what are helping verbs? Now, what exactly is the funda? What exactly is the concept of helping verbs? Helping verbs are those verbs with which you can bring questions, you can ask questions, you can make questions, you can write questions. So how many helping verbs do we get out of present indefinite tense? Well, there are two helping verbs out of present indefinite tense, and they are do and does. Let's talk about do first, and then we'll talk about does in detail. As far as do is concerned, do goes with I, we, you, and they. Yes, you heard me correct. Do goes with first person singular and first person plural, second person singular and second person plural, and third person plural. Yes, you heard me correct. What about does? Does go with third person singular. Yes, does never go with first person singular and plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural. Does always go with third person singular. Does go with he, she, it, Ronnie, Raju. So if you want to ask questions, you can start your question with does. Let's move on to the next concept. The next concept is expansion and contraction. Do not is the expansion here, and don't is the contraction here. And coming here, does not is expansion, and doesn't is the contraction. Let me run it by you again. Do not is expansion and don't is the contraction. Does not is expansion and doesn't is the contraction. Well, moving on to the next concept, we have verb. Yes, verb. As you can see, verb is classified into four. Verb is classified into four. Verb is divided into four. First form of verb, second form of verb, third form of verb, and fourth form of verb. We also refer them as V1, V2, V3, and V4. Well, first form of verb, second form of verb, third form of verb, and fourth form of verb. I'd like to give you an example here. As you can see, write is the first form of verb. Write is V1. Wrote is the second form of verb. Wrote is V2. Written is the third form of verb. V3 form of verb. Writing is the fourth form of verb. V4 form of verb. First form of verb, second, third, and fourth. Write, wrote, written, and writing. I'd like to give you one more example here. As you can see there, eat is the first form of verb. Ate is the second form of verb. Eaten is the third form of verb. And eating is the fourth form of verb. Eat is V1. Ate is V2. Eaten is V3 and eating is V4. Well, why am I talking about verbs? Why am I talking about all four forms of verbs? Well, I'd like to divert your attention towards an important point here. The verb we're going to use here in present indefinite tense is going to be the first form of verb. Yes, you heard me correct. Well, we got nothing to do with second form of verb. We've got nothing to do with third form of verb. We've got nothing to do with fourth form of verb as far as the formula for present indefinite tense is concerned. Well, the verb we're going to use here is going to be the first form of verb. It's going to be the V1. It's going to be write. It's going to be eat. Well, you got nothing to do with the second form of verb, third form of verb, and fourth form of verb. Let's try to frame a couple of sentences with a couple of verbs. So that I'm going to use here is write, and here are a couple of examples with the verb write. So let's use it in the formula. I write. What do you write? I write a story. Yes, you heard me correct. I write a story. We write a story. You write a story. You write a story. They write a story. Coming to the second category, he write plus yes, or as it becomes? Well, it becomes writes. He writes a story. She writes a story. It writes a story. Rani writes a story. Raju writes a story. Let's talk about the second concept here. Do you write a story? Question starts with the helping verb do. Do you write a story? Yes, I write a story. No, I don't write a story. Does he write a story? Yes, he writes a story. No, he doesn't write a story. My question starts with do when I'm talking about I, we, you, they. When I'm talking about first person singular and plural, second person singular and plural, and third person plural. And my question starts with does when I'm talking about third person singular. Do you write a story? Yes, write a story. No, don't write a story. Does he write a story? Yes, he writes a story. No, he doesn't write a story. All you got to remember is to use yes or es after the verb when you are talking about third person singular. And all you got to remember is to always start your question with does when you are talking about third person singular. For instance, does your father, does your mother, does your wife, does your daughter, does your son, does he, does she, does it, does Ronnie, does Raju. In all these examples, I'm talking about third person singular. So my question starts with helping verb does. And the verb I'm using in present indefinite tense is first form of verb. Hope the things are clear. That's all I have in today's video. Before I take your leave, I'd like to make a humble request to all the viewers out there who are watching my channel. Please press the like button and share my video with your kith and kin. And don't forget to press the like button in the bottom right of there so that you keep getting notifications right away when a new video is uploaded in my channel. Before I wind up, I'd like to make a humble request to all you people out there. You can type at least one or two sentences using the first form of verb based upon present indefinite tense, and you can post them in the comment box below, at least one or two sentences of your own using first form of verb and using all these persons, and post them in the comment box below. If you want to follow me on Facebook and Instagram, the links are given below in the description box. If you have forgotten to watch my previous videos, you can find the link in the I button. Do take a very good care of yourself and step out of your house only when it's absolutely necessary. Thank you very much.